I am so excited to be sharing my number one tip for getting a good picture of kids, because this also happens to be the number one thing I see parents and photographers not doing, and that is preparing your kids for the session. And I do not mean getting them dressed and ready. I have another YouTube video for that you can check out. I mean preparing them emotionally, spiritually, mentally before the photo session happens. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Kayla Brent. I'm a motherhood photographer and founder of Mom Photography School, where I teach moms to capture beautiful everyday photos of their families. And that all starts with having your kid actually want to be in the photo, and we need to prepare them. And today, and in this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly how to do that. In the comments below, let me know, have you ever went to photograph your kid and they wanted absolutely nothing to do with the camera? Like, they turned away, you were chasing them, they wouldn't smile for the world? Let me know if that's you in the comments below. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So we want our kids to enjoy being in front of the camera, and the first steps into doing that is to prepare them for the session. And I'm gonna go into exactly how I do that now. The very first thing is simply to explain it to them. Let them know that the photos are about to happen. This can be for a session in which you've hired a photographer, or this can be just you're going to the park and you're wanting to get some photos of them playing at the park. Let them know that the photos are gonna happen. If it's something really important, say you're spending hundreds if not thousands of dollars on a photographer, then you would want to start preparing them for this the moment that you book the photographer. Talk about it a little bit here and there every day if you want to, really hype it up. But you need to explain to your kids, hey, we are having these done. If it's something smaller, like you're going to the park and you want good pictures, explain it to them on the way there. That's all you need to do. But in doing that, they know, hey, the pictures are coming. Also, you need to explain to them why they are important to you. Whenever I had my baby son, I have two boys, and when I had my second son, I wanted new photos to put on our wall of our whole entire family. So when we went on vacation, I hired a photographer, and I explained to my oldest son, who was 4 at the time, why I wanted new photos, why we were having photos made. And I put it in terms that he would understand. I said, you know, all the photos that we have on the wall at home, they're missing baby. We need new photos that include baby. I told him that. Even though he was only 4 years old at the time, he got it. He understood, and he knew exactly why these pictures were important to me. So explain to them that the photos are going to happen, and also let them know why it's important to you. Next, set expectations. As a certified educator who's taught grades 4 all the way through college level, I know that the first thing that I have to do as a teacher is set expectations for the classroom. Well, you need to set expectations for your photos. Now, in this situation, as their parent, it's not necessarily setting the expectations for good or bad behavior. While yes, set those, that is on your own terms. But for photos, you need to set expectations for how much fun they are going to have. Remember, we want them to enjoy being in front of the camera. We are preparing them to be in front of the camera. So we need to set expectations and let them know that it's going to be fun. And like I mentioned before, that there's going to be new pictures on the wall. Let them know about, if there's going to be a photographer, that there's going to be somebody else there. Let them know his or her name. Or if it's you taking them, let your child know that. Just really set expectations for them, but also let them know what to expect during the session. And finally, bribery. Now, if you're anything like me, I am not above bribing my kid for good photos. However, I know that's not every parent's cup of tea, and that is totally fine. But if it is for you, I have a couple of tips regarding that. Something to avoid is to bribe your child during the session. So you are taking pictures of them or you're having photos made of them and some behavior comes up that you don't want. Like they're not smiling at the camera, they're not looking, they're running away, whatever it may be. And then you're like, hey, if you do blank, if you look at the camera, then you'll get a toy. That is not the time to bribe your kid, because what that does is that takes their focus completely off of what they're doing, taking pictures, and then they're thinking about the toy. And also, they just did something you didn't want them to do, and now you're telling them about something that they want. So that really causes lots of confusion, and that's not what we want. Instead, let's go back to prepping our kids for the session. You want to tell them about the reward they're going to get before the session ever starts. So for me, the reward is equal to the session. So if I'm paying somebody hundreds of dollars to take photos of our family, then he may get a toy that's like a $10 toy. Now, if I'm taking him to the park and I'm really, really, really wanting good pictures of him at the park, then that might be after I get done with taking your pictures, you get to go play at the park. So as soon as we get done, you get to go play at the park. But the key here is to let them know whatever the reward is before. So if the behavior comes up that you're not wanting during the session, you can say, hey, remember what we talked about? And it clicks. They already know. You don't have to explain anything. Their mind's not wondering. They already know. They've already thought about it, and you can get the pictures done. So there you have it. My number one tip to getting good photos of your kids is simply preparing them for the session. Also, make sure, if you haven't already, to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for all the mom photography tips and mom hacks. Until next time, bye friends.